And today I want to talk about stress and mindfulness. So when we are stressed, we feel certain ways in our body, and that's how we know that we're stressed. And also our brain, which is, think of it like a circuit, it's all plugged into those circuits, the circuits of stressfulness. And that's so we know that because we have feelings in our body. And so one thing that mindfulness practices can do is to help us unwind our stress, unplug from the stress, and plug into a sense of calmness. So that's why you might hear some talk like, let's help rewire the brain. And through repetition, we can do that. And that's why we do mindfulness practices. And there's a wide range of mindfulness practices. Basically, mindfulness means noticing what's happening in the present moment. We can notice things through our senses, what we see. Right now, I see out the window trees with leaves on them, and the greens are different colors, and behind them, blue sky. Okay, so I'm really noticing what I'm seeing rather than just kind of a vague, oh, there's the outside window. We can listen to things. So right now, I can hear a car go by. I can hear birds. We can feel things. I feel the chair underneath me. I feel my feet on the ground. I feel my back against the back of the chair. Oftentimes that's called a body scan. I can taste things. So when I'm eating, if I want to do mindful eating, I can notice how that strawberry tastes when it touches different parts of my tongue. And I can smell it too, and it just smells so delightful. So we can use our senses to help us come into the present moment and be mindful. We can notice how our body feels. I feel tension in my stomach. I feel tension in my shoulders. And so then we can mindfully, with breath and maybe some movement or stretching, release some of that tension. Mindfulness practices can also include breathing practices. When we notice the air coming in and out through our nose and the movement in our rib cage, and there's different breathing practices that we can learn to help kind of facilitate that being able to be in the present moment. There's mindful movement, maybe even walking in the woods or slow walking, or practices like Tai Chi or a slow yoga flow that help us with this sense of using our whole body to practice mindfulness. One practice of mindfulness is meditation. And usually that's characterized as sitting still with the eyes either focused on something or the eyes closed, and keeping a focus. Breath, a noise, just like we talked about with the senses, a noise. Some people, through a lot of practice, can practice clearing their mind, and they might use something like counting their breath to do that. One of the most challenging ways is to just go to a place of nothingness. But that's can be, for some people, just go there. But for many of us, including me, that's not an easy place to go. Oftentimes after I sit for a moment or two, might start to come up with a sentence, sometimes a whole paragraph, sometimes a whole study, and I have to, I'm not meditating, pull myself back in. But the only criteria for success or failure in that is that you put the effort into trying. So if I sit down, I put a timer for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever works for you, and just keep trying to pull yourself back into the present moment. That's meditation. For some people, it might be better to do a guided meditation, having someone talk you through a guided meditation, listening to one on an app or from YouTube, or there'll be more on the Step Up Family Services channel also. So that's the range of different mindfulness practices. And again, we use them to unplug from stress and plug into a sense of calmness. And over time, we can rewire the brain to stay more plugged into calmness, or we can make that choice easier over time.